Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious episode 79, recorded on Monday, July 3rd, 2017 at approximately 6:14 p.m. Central Standard Time. Look, I'm one of your hosts. I'm happy to be back in your ear and in front of your eyeballs one more again. I am Larry, a.k.a. Bluemanrule, and I am joined, as per usual, by my main Damien. He is the cookie chef himself. It's none other than Mike, a.k.a. Scarfinger, a.k.a. Real Talk. What's up, dog?
Hey, let me tell you. Okay, so... All right, so what had happened, I was having some technical difficulties, right?
All right.
And really, what really had happened was it was user error.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into that. So what did you do, Mike?
Okay, so I...
Fox these cookies. So stupid.
Okay, so all right, couple things. Okay, so I plugged in my headphones, right?
Right.
And I could only hear one side.
All right.
I plugged in so I could I'm using the alpha, and the alpha, the only audio out is through the HDMI. But I have this little Logitech dongle that I've had for a while that I used to use with my X1s back in the day, that I could plug into a PC and do all this, do all of the sound stuff. So I decided to use that so I could plug my speakers into this.
All right.
So I plugged it in. I can only hear one side, and I'm like, man, what in the world's going on here? So I unplugged it. And I replugged it back in, and I ain't hear nothing. So I was doing everything I could trying to figure it out. I put up the settings. I could see everything working, but it wasn't working. So I'm like, damn, what's going on? So I did everything I could. I checked all of the settings and all this stuff, and everything seemed to be going just fine. But it still wasn't playing anything. And then I realized that when I unplugged it, I plugged the sound back into the wrong side. I plugged it into the microphone side.
Come on, son.
It didn't quite, that it was user error. That's my fault. That's my bad.
Dang, dog. Like how you plug them? How you plug the headphone jack into the mic port? Like I could understand. Like they even color.
It was backwards. It was backwards. There is the little USB thing. It's flat. I couldn't actually, I couldn't see it. I unplugged it, and then I plugged it back into the wrong side. It was flipped around. So I didn't see that I plugged it into the wrong thing because I moved the port and everything, because I'm like, this thing says it's working. So I moved the port just to realize that I plugged it into the wrong joint. See, that's my fault. That's my bad that we're a couple minutes behind. It's my fault.
Right. So just so y'all know.
My bad.
All right, man. So look here, man. Look, before we get really kicked off, look, I want to wish a very.
What's up,
I said before we get started, I guess I'm talking
to the chat.
Oh, my bad. Hey, what up, Mark? Appreciate you dropping in. Look, it is Independence Day Eve, so very early, very happy early Independence Day for y'all out there, and I hope everybody got plans to cook. Hope everybody got plans to eat. Possibly drink and swim, but really not in that order. So, but I hope everybody has plans.
The whole swimming thing is a myth, right?
No, it's not.
It's myth.
No, it's not.
Myth. M-I-F-F, myth.
A myth. It's a myth. Okay.
It's a myth.
Okay.
It's a myth.
All right. So the fact that blood actually does rush to your stomach to help aid in the process of digestion is a myth.
It's a myth.
Okay.
And then let's say that. All right. So there's a couple things I want to talk about today.
All right. Bring it on.
So I got a list, and I'll give you the list, and then you can tell me when to go.
Okay, I honestly only have one thing, and then one little side note on the game, so we can save the game stuff till later. So let's get into your stuff.
Okay, so I got cookout stuff. I got vape stuff.
All right.
I got TV stuff.
All right. Okay.
And then there was one more. What was I gonna say? I got one more, and I can't think of what it is right now.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, those are things. There's one more, and I can't think of what it is.
All right. If it's any game related stuff,
music stuff.
All right. Cool. I got you down here.
So you tell me when you want me to go.
Okay. The music will be after the game stuff. We can go to cookout stuff right now. Let's get it going. Let's get it in, son.
Okay. So my family did their cookout stuff early. They did their stuff Saturday, but
right.
I could not. I had to work Saturday. So they did the cookout stuff, and it was Saturday at 4, but I got off at 4, so that means I won't gonna be there until like 6.
Is it that long of a drive? Hour and a half or so?
Well, I mean, I had to go home, change. I mean, I won't go wear my work clothes. I ended up wearing my work clothes anyway because Pooh Bear fucked everything. I mean, Pooh Bear messed everything up.
Okay.
Because Pooh Bear has been at my girl house instead of me having to pay for the daycare. She's been at my girl house, so I set some clothes to wash, and I gave her instructions on to dry them, and I gave her further instructions on to check it after the dryer finished to see if it was actually dry. Well, Pooh Bear didn't really do that, so I had to waste more time. Because I already knew I had to do her hair. Now, doing her hair has been a chore, but I think I'm figuring it out a little bit.
Right. Well, you almost conquered that hurdle last summer, and then
last summer
it's retraining again.
Last summer I was terrible. This time I'm forced to do it because it's not like I'm that close to any of my family members that could help me out. Like
right. Everybody's far away.
Ain't nobody but here but me, Pooh Bear, and my girl white, so she don't know how to do Pooh Bear hair either. Because you know that situation where you got a white mama of a little black kid, their hair always a damn mess.
Check it out though. Here's the thing, my wife. So my wife, she's a mulatto, so her mom's British and her dad's black, but her mom actually learned how to do black hair. So her mom went to like salons and sat down and talked with people and read books and was like, "Look, we're gonna figure this out. My child ain't gonna go out here with no crazy head." So it's doable.
I wish more parents was like that because there's a lot of interracial stuff happening in Virginia, and there's a lot of interracial. Is a lot. No, it's a lot. It's a whole lot.
You said that like you was
going on in Virginia. And you see a lot of half breeds with their hair all over the place. Even young dudes. Like, if you don't take that boy to a black barbershop so he can get his hair done right.
Black barbershop. Like, is the edge at least right, or is it just like the edge is right, but everything else is all sideways?
No, the edge is never quite right. Like, you gotta get a black barber because he know how to line that up. Like I mean, there's people out there with these kids, and they are putting like kids rolling around with a half moon.
What's the half moon? Is that where like get shaped inside like
half moon hairline? Half moon hairline.
Okay. Well, so it goes back. Crescent is what you're trying to tell me. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So they out here with the half moon hairlines, and it's just really, it ain't working for nobody. Like, it just ain't working for nobody.
It's disrespectful. They need to get up to the hair game.
They need to get up on that. Like, you can't have your kid out here like that, B. Like,
well, let me ask Mark then. So Mark said his mom's a Brit as well. And so Mark, I'm not sure what that situation worked out with you, but do you see a lot of people who are like my wife and like are mulatto and stuff and have these varying hairstyles? Because I'm with Scar on some of this because I see a lot of it around here as well. And people walk around here. Some people walk around here. You get one of the two. You get either they have a tight edge up or they don't, right? But the constant is that the hair is never done, right?
Okay,
like
wait. The only way that everything is right is if the father is still in the picture.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're going off of the assumption that the father is always the black side, right?
Yeah. I'm going with the black side, but I'm not perpetuating the absent father myth. or whatever, because technically, you know, they said someone actually figured it out and said based off of statistics say that it's only really 8%.
Yeah, it's not like the 40
because you know, like the difference, they don't count fathers that are incarcerated. That's the thing. They don't count the fathers that are incarcerated, so that cuts out a huge swath of what you are pretending to be. You know, like they talking about fathers that are just not in the picture at all. They say it's 8%, and that's not counting fathers who are incarcerated that were taken away from their children. Not that they're just not doing anything for their children; they can't do nothing. But yeah, that's the thing is. But if the father is in, you know, the father get that done. You know what? That one dad got put his baby mama on blast.
Really? What?
Yeah, there's this one dude a while ago. He put his baby mama on blast because his baby mama was sending him texts and stuff. Because when she was with her father, the father got her hair braided.
Okay.
She was not about that life. Like, she was on this child is white and we need to treat her like she's white. And he's like, well, she's half me. Like, what, you're telling her that she's white and she's not. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing.
I see
but baby mama went off through text, and he posted all off with like all the F's, like off. But
yeah, that's kind of tough, man. People want to, because here's the thing, and I can't remember what show I was watching, but it was a show my wife was watching, and I was sitting down talking to her, and I was like, what is this going on? I'm like, she's clearly mixed. And I'm like, in the world that I come from, if you got any portion of black in you, then all the white people around you make you black. You gonna exactly, you black. Period.
Pooh Bear's a quarter.
Right. You know
what I mean? Because her mama's a half and half. I'm full. She a quarter.
Well, yeah. Well, so you full. Yeah, I guess it can kind of work like that. Yeah,
I'm saying quarter. I mean, I ain't really all about this genetic stuff. I'm just saying that's simple math. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you put a half together. You know, a half and a whole.
Half and a whole. Yeah,
a half and a whole. That's 3/4 right there, right?
Well, yeah, but
that's my math. That's my math.
I hear your math. And I think that's about right. So, I mean, I won't go into it now because Native Americans do it real similar. But you know, Mark said that's him. He's mixed race, but he said, his head was done by military barbers for the longest until he shaved that ish off. And he says pre-military though, you got your boys, you got cuts from your boys from around the way who could just bust up those designs. And I found out when I was a kid, I had two barbers in town. I had one who could do a really, really, really tight fade, but couldn't design worth nothing. And I had another dude that could design his tail off, but couldn't tighten your fade up. So it was like,
So if you needed a design, you needed to get that season.
Right. You know, you had to go find June around Junebug. That was his name. You had to go find Junebug around the corner. But we just called him June. You just had to go find June around the corner, and June will hold you down. Like he had nothing but designs, bro. Numbers, everything.
My cuz is an excellent barber, but here's the problem. He got a son for the summer, and he put this design in his son's head. And it looked like the symbol for coffee to me. Like
with the little swirl.
It looks dope, but it looks like the symbol for coffee to me. And every time I see it, I think about coffee. Then it grew back in a little bit, so he cut it again, and it looks more like the coffee symbol. I'm like, bruh. But I'm like the only person who sees the coffee symbol in it. Like, I don't know what it is. Like,
it's funny, man. Walk around here looking like a cup of Joe. That's crazy, man. But yeah, I didn't mean to diverge it too much. But yeah, Mark says his kids are a quarter black too, but they go on like they straight from Africa. Like they
Pooh Bear's a quarter white. That's her quarter. She's a quarter white. And then
That's
like
funny.
she had the problem is like the way their identities work. Like at one point, Pooh Bear was not happy about being black. And she was just like, you know, I wish I was white. She said that to her mom. And I'm just like, Pooh Bear, you do realize your mom is half white. So that means that's in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay then. Like you got a quarter in you. So you are white. Congratulations. Right. But yeah, I'm learning how to do her hair. I haven't gotten into nothing crazy. It's just me rocking out the ponytails and doing different stuff like that. You know, trying to tighten that up and doing like a little bun and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting better at it. I ain't the greatest, but I'm getting a whole lot better at it because I'm the one that does it now. I'll have her brush the hair out and then I'll ponytail it up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, at least
it's getting there.
Marked improvement.
It's getting there.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
you ain't gotta run around here looking crazy. That's the key point, bro. You can't have her run around here looking crazy. As long as that's cool, but, I mean, then nobody can say
last year, I just let her wear it all out. But now she has her hair is much longer, so when she wears it out, it looks crazier. So, but like before, like you know, just a big old natural black lady flow was straight, but now it's too much for it to be straight like that. So
it's too much.
So what about a little bit too?
So Pooh Bear slowed y'all down. You were getting to the kick out, so you were getting there. Hour and a half, 2 hours later.
I got there like an hour and a half later. I got slowed down a little bit by the traffic, but I had to do the cookies because of course my family only wants me to make cookies. So I had to stay in my girl house because she lives closer to my job, and I had to make the cookies that night. And after the day that I had on Friday, I was not trying to make cookie. Like,
I saw you put it on Facebook too. You were like, "Look, man, after this day, I ain't trying to make nan cookie, but I'm gonna do it anyway."
Nan cookie. But I did it anyway, and of course, you know, then that protector craft thing popped in. So I put something on it, but it wasn't really anything. It wasn't really anything that I really wanted to do.
Right.
But like everybody loved the cookies, of course. I had one of my sister's good friends tried to challenge me, bro.
What?
Yeah, it's like, you know, because she's a baker, but she can't see my cookies.
What?
So we had this little conversation about
so she professional, and you like, nah, son.
Yeah. She's a baker. I don't know how professional is. I know she's like a teacher. Her real job is like she's a teacher or something like that. But so then that happened, and she tried to test, and I told her straight up to her face, you can't see me on these cookies. Period.
Give her one of them seats. Did you give her one of them seats?
Oh, nigga, I did it. Like I straight up did it. Like, you can't see this. Like you can't. I ain't even just do this. I did the blinders, and I opened up the blinds. Like, no, you can't see this. Like I gave her all of that to her face.
All the business.
Love it. All of it. You got all that to her face. You can't see me. You can't see me on these cookies. I don't care what you talking about. You can't see me on these cookies. Straight up. I ain't hide. And I ain't say nothing behind your back. I said it to your face.
You did. You can't see me on these cookies, son.
But everybody loved them. I got to go to the I got to do the I got to do my line dances. I mean, I dance a little bit, but the line dances are my shit.
Yeah, that's why I get down there, man.
Yeah, I do the line dances. And I'm the member of the family that's extra with the line dances.
Me too.
Like I ain't just go do them how you do them. Like why would I do that?
I gotta put a little extra stank on them. I put my favorite Latin stank on them. Yeah.
I got that. So, but yeah, everything went off without a hitch, except for Pooh Bear being around a whole bunch of family would not leave my side. She stood behind me almost the whole time until my sister made her go into the bounce house. Like she stood behind me the whole time. Like she was scared of everybody. It was
but you gotta understand, dog. Don't you remember when you was a kid, you had to run around saying hi to everybody that you didn't remember their name, but they knew you? Like that was bad. You know, that was embarrassing.
Yeah,
it was not fun.
See, here's the problem. About a week before, my cousin, the one that cut hair, he was up here because he got a girl that live up here.
All right.
So he was up here, and they all went to like one of those trampoline places.
Word up.
So at the very least, she knew 2 kids there.
Right.
That she could have just hung around. But she didn't want to do that. She just wanted to hang up on me, and I was not feeling that. I was like, why do you keep doing this? But yeah, and then when one of the older people said, that's how you was. I was like, that's not the point right now.
Right. That is as a material to this conversation I'm having with her right at this juncture.
Exactly.
So
yeah, you can't be out here doing that. Man.
Can't be out here in the street.
But yeah, but everything went off without a hitch because I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, you got to work tomorrow. Dang it.
Yeah, because how it's supposed to be set up, you make your part-timer work the holidays.
Oh, okay.
But since our part-timer quit a while ago, she ain't here for us to make her work. So I got to work.
Somebody got to do it.
The manager ain't gonna work.
Right, because he's the manager.
Look, let me tell you what he did.
Okay.
So he was like, you want me to call him and see if we can get Saturday hours? Saturday hours we cut out at 4 instead of the normal 10 to 6.
Okay.
Saturday we work 9 to 4. So he was like, you want Saturday hours for Tuesday? And I'm like, yeah, do that. If you can get it, get it. So I'm like, wow, that was really nice of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, just thinking that's really nice. Then I get the email back where he sent the email off to the district manager.
Right.
And she approved Monday and Tuesday. He got that shit for himself.
What? Oh man.
He got it for himself. He got that shit for himself. And yeah, he got it for himself and me, but he made it seem like he was doing that.
Like he was being magnanimous and being like, you know what? I got
exactly.
You.
I'm like, bro, why are you trying to make it seem like
you just let it go. Just let it go.
I just let it go. I didn't want to work anyway, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna be very busy. So I'll probably be talking to y'all in the chat and being on YouTube and all that other shit while I'm at work.
That's what's up, man. So tell me about the vape that's went on, and then we'll get into TV because yeah.
Okay, so I finally upgraded, and now my vape don't look as crazy no more. I went and bought, and where is Detroit?
I don't know. Detroit? He probably somewhere cooking, brother. Give the man a little bit. Give the man a little bit of rest.
Because Detroit was telling me that he had a baby beast tank.
Okay.
Because I bought the new mod, but I was still using my old tank, a really tiny tank.
Uh-huh.
So I went and bought your boy a big baby beast today.
Man,
this junk is crazy. Like the clouds on this thing is the truth. I can turn this up all kinds of wattage. I tried it on 60 watts. Like I could have took it higher than that, but I ain't really want to do it. I'm more of a 20 to 30 watt type of dude. That's like my comfort zone.
Okay, so I don't understand how wattage affects the
it burns it faster and it gives you more clouds. It's supposed to give you more flavor, but I'm based off of what I was using before, I'm more of a 20 to 30 type dude. And I've been vaping this thing at 40, even though it burns out that junk real fast. Real fast.
Will says he has a big baby beast, and he said it's nice. He goes with 60 though.
Yeah, I went with 60, but let me tell you, that 60 had that nicotine leaning on your boy. Now I only have because because it's using more juice to do that 60. Mm-hmm. And I vape at 6 nicotine, and that's great for 20 to 30.
Okay.
Boy, I put that 60 on. I was coughing. Like it was not a good time. But I bought it from this place called Avail. Avail has really good prices on their devices, but their juice is really expensive. But while I was there, he sold me. Yeah, he said he does zero nick. He sold me on some new stuff that they got, right? So I'm there.
Okay.
And they got this new stuff. It's called Ruby Roads.
All right.
And I bought some Ruby Roads.
Is that roads or rolls?
Roads, like roads you drive on.
Like down the road? Down the road?
Down the road. This don't taste exactly like some like like some Hawaiian punch, fruit punch. Like it's like it tastes exactly like that.
Oh, nice.
Like it tastes. I don't buy from Avail that much because this thing right here, this little 15 mil, cost me like $13.
And don't you know?
And I can get
like 30s.
Yeah, I use 30, or lately I've been getting 60 from Dollar E-Juice for $8, $8.99.
Right. That's crazy.
So, but he sold me. I wasn't gonna buy it, but he sold me on it, and I got it, and it's actually really good. And I've already, because this thing runs through juice so fast, I've already vaped like half of the bottle, and I just got this earlier today. So I'm gonna have to back up off that bottle and vape some other juice, because yeah, this thing runs through juice real fast. So I'm gonna have to stick with Dollar E-Juice and get some more stuff from them, because that gives me a lot of juice that I can burn through with this thing here. But I really like it so far. I'm gonna try start moving my wattage up a little bit. But
that means you're gonna burn through your juice quicker.
I mean, it's burning fast anyway.
Okay, well,
it's burning fast anyway. But the clouds are glorious.
All right, now let's talk about the TV stuff you want to talk about, because I want to get into some stuff. Knox sent us something on Twitter that I want to get into, which I think will be a good discussion.
I could see now. I could, when I blow on this thing, I could completely white out the screen.
See, we watching. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
So, bruh, I am all in on Power, dog. I'm all
you in this Power, like you've been talking about Power.
The new episodes just started, and it is greatness. Now, here's the thing. It's not really a spoiler.
Here you go. Don't even do it.
But it's a thing where it's a thing where you're watching a character that you're rooting for. It's kind of like the Breaking Bad type thing, but imagine Walter White got in trouble. Out of all of the bad things that he did, he's now in trouble for the one thing he didn't actually do. Like, and that's what's happening in Power right now. Like, you're watching him have to suffer, not for all of the bad things that he did, but for the one thing that he didn't do. But like an idiot, he left a part of himself. He left a fingerprint, and they were like, "Oh, he did it." Like, but as a watcher, you know who actually did it. You know everything about how it actually happened, but because he left his fingerprint behind, now it's his fault, and now he's having to suffer because he pissed off his lady, and now he is suffering for the one thing that he didn't do. And how he's suffering is crazy because this is the thing that he didn't do.
Well, maybe it's his comeuppance, dog. Maybe it's his comeuppance.
It's really, really good TV. Like, it's really good TV.
I'll take your word for it, because
no, watch that, John. Will actually started watching it. I think it was Will actually started watching it, and it is great, dog. I think, me personally, when it's all said and done, might be above Breaking Bad for me.
I'm not a Breaking Bad fan, so that doesn't really leap any bars.
You're not Breaking Bad, but a lot of people think that Breaking Bad is one of the greatest TV shows ever made.
Yeah,
me personally,
a lot of people misguided.
I'm not. I think it's up there. I think it's top 5, but Power might push it out of my 5.
Breaking Bad was good for a while, and then it just got stupid. It just got stupid after a point. But that's just my take on it. But I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, it seems to have a pretty large cast. So, I mean, it is what it is. I may give it a shot. I may check it out. I might check it out. Like I said, the first 2 seasons are free on Hulu. And I have Hulu, so might give it a shot. But just like Stewart, I have Cox, and I have a data limit each month now. Now they're going to start charging people who exceed a terabyte of data every month. And they're going to charge you $10 for every additional 50 gigs you consume. So, yeah, it's a little.
They just add that, because I never had that before.
They just started it. They said they're automatically going to do it. So, right now, my last few months, I've been below the line. But the kids, this were months where the kids were in school. They're not in school now. So, they just sit home and like to stream stuff. And I had to be like, look, man, 2 hours a day, bro. Y'all can
I
play
get my
games, y'all can watch
internet through
Blu-ray.
I get my internet through work, so they on that business stuff. So I don't think they got.
Right.
But
So
it's Comcast, but I don't think I don't think I'm limited because it's through the business. Data caps are just kind of stupid. Like
data caps are dumb. Data caps are dumb. Who thought the data caps would be a really good idea? I really don't understand why data caps need to be exist.
People
All it
want
is
money.
it's just the cable providers flexing their muscles because they can. That's all it is, man. So I absolutely hate
That's whack, yo. I hate that. Like I hate that for you because data caps are dumb. Like the more I mean, it's the same reason why cell phones did it. You know what I mean? Like
right, just because they could.
Exactly. It's just like what and then eventually, and it's the same way the phone companies was doing long distance on cell phones and shit. And then after a while, somebody was like, "This is kind of dumb." Like, let them have somebody said, let them have the phone calls. We'll just get them for the data. And then the data started moving up more and more, depending on what kind of plan you got. And now most people just have unlimited everything because it doesn't make any sense to put a cap on it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. And that's very aggressive against the customer. Like that is very anti-consumer. And it's so dumb. And yeah, Will, you're right, especially in today's digital age. And I told Knox when this generation started, I said, whoever's going to have the best compression algorithm and compression technology is going to win this generation simply because of data caps and moving up the resolution. Right. And it's going to become even more. What is he doing? Why is he breathing out smoke like that? It's going to become even crazier. The more
it's going to get worse. And okay, let me ask you this question. Is that story about Microsoft making us download the 4K stuff even if we don't have 4K true?
No, it's not. If you have it will detect if you're connected to a 4K TV, and if you are, then it will automatically begin to download. Now, like with any download, you can stop it. So there you go. But
I'm looking at a 4K TV because I want a new TV. And it just so happens that the kind of TV that I want can do 4K. I'm not looking at it specifically to do 4K because I don't have any devices that can do 4K. So it really doesn't matter.
It's not really. Hey, Sam's Club, dog. I'm telling you, I was in there the other day. I'm in there pretty much every time I go to Sam's Club. I'm in there looking at the TVs. Legit.
Okay.
Legit. Seriously. Like 120 frames. Like 120 hertz refresh rate. Like full on 4G, HDR, like sub 600, sub 6, sub 600 for that LG. Like, look, man, go ahead and get it done. Good response time, many inputs. But let me talk about this because I really want to get into this. So, I mean, you guys know, if you haven't known, then you're gonna know here shortly. But I used to work for the state, and I used to work with our budgets and stuff, and I was really familiar with education, even though it wasn't my particular area that I covered. And I told you guys my mom used to be an English teacher anyway. And I found this article very interesting. So not this past school year that just let out in May, Mike, but the school year before that, this guy won Teacher of the Year here in Oklahoma. And
he got the hell out of there because
he didn't move to Texas.
he won Teacher of the Year and was like, I can't even make no money here. I'm going to take this Teacher of the Year and I'm going to take my talents to Texas.
Yeah, exactly. Sean Sheehan, he actually tried to run for office here and everything and tried to like get his platform was increasing teacher pay. It's really hard to do that in a state where we have an $868 million budget deficit, though. I'm just going to tell you. And while I agree with a lot of the things he was saying, he said that he left, and some people were trying to criticize him. It was like, well, what's going on? If more teachers leave, who's going to teach Oklahoma's children? Who's going to mentor them? Who's going to bring them up in this climate that's really tough? And the guy says, trying to put it, y'all. But he was like, I could bring up children, just not Oklahoma's children. And like, here's the thing. He said he and his wife are both teachers, and they both couldn't live here off the income that they had. And he said in Texas, he and his wife will see an increase of $40,000 a year. And he says, quote, we're starting at numbers that we will never ever see in the state as educators. So they're starting at where even at the end of their career, they won't even see. So, it's a shame because, like I said, the Teacher of the Year, and then last year's Teacher of the Year did the same thing. Like, so it's like, man, look, I'm just
it's the same reason. And look, it's the same reason why I left public storage. Public storage, they were, you know, they were the big kid. And you know, out of storage, they were everything. And then the last year that I was there, it was during the recession, when the recession was hitting us real hard.
right.
So the big dog shows up, right? And he said, and you know, normally when we get our raises and stuff at that time of year, the big dogs come to see us individually,
right,
to let us know what we get. This time we had a meeting where all of us were sitting there. And so he tells us that the recession is hitting hard, but you know, but the company is still going to be all right, because you know, all these people getting kicked out of their places, they gotta have somewhere to put it. So, and then he says, but the company has enough money in the bank to survive all of this and all of this other stuff, talking about how much money they had.
right.
Then he gives us all our sheets with the raises on it. And even though we're not supposed to discuss what we're getting paid, we're all kind of looking at each other like, and we're not saying anything. It was like, you know, did you get a raise? No. Did you? No. So like we're all looking at each other like, are you getting a raise? Like, so we're all looking at each other, and it was like, bruh, you just told us how much money y'all got, and then you just gave us all pieces of paper saying that none of that money was coming to us.
Right. Right.
I worked for public storage for 5 years. At the end of that 5 years, I was barely making $1 more than what I started.
Goodness.
And so I went looking for another job. I just happened, you know, to go by a place, and for an assistant, they were offering like $250 more an hour. Like, why would I not do that? And it was like, we hate to see you leave because blah 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 whatever. And I'm just like, well, y'all told me y'all won't give me no money,
right?
And I can't keep surviving on this.
Right. And that's the thing, man. Like, people have responsibilities, and despite how much you like your job or how necessary it is, this is still. Well, this is a business arrangement, right? And if it's not beneficial for both sides, well, then it probably ain't going to be an arrangement for very long.
We live in a world where everything is going up except wages.
Right. Well, so innovation is going up, and it's replacing a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, and then but the cost of things, like I go to Walmart, if I spend less than $100, that's a win. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Today was a win. I went grocery shopping. I spent $80. That was a win. That's the reason why I ended up with this here, because I spent less than my $100.
Right.
Last time I went to Walmart, I spent almost $130. That tells you, you know. So, you know, it's you at this point you just got to go where the money is, because there's no other incentives. Like, we can't do the Kevin Durant thing. Like, a championship doesn't mean anything to us. We about that cash. So you know, a championship means nothing to us, but like going to the winning team means nothing for your livelihood. Right. Like, you know, Kevin Durant was already a multi-millionaire, and he
just got extended 2 years, $50 million.
Yeah, he can go somewhere else and, you know, and accept a little bit less money, because he's not hurting for the money, and he wanted that ring. Even though, I mean, to all the true sports fans say that don't even count, bro.
You know what, man? Look, is he a champion? Does he have a ring on his finger? Yes, and yes, it counts.
It don't count. It don't count.
You can discount it as much as you want, but it still counts.
It's gonna count. It's gonna count in a few years when we forget the whole situation after somebody else does something drastic. You know, like when LeBron goes to the Lakers. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
ain't going nowhere else. LeBron ain't going nowhere else. He gonna retire from Cleveland, bro.
I don't think so. I think I mean, the sources say that he wants to go to LA, whether the Clippers or the Lakers.
Well, he's gonna have to fight Melo for that.
Melo ain't getting out of New York, bro.
Bro, they already said they looking. Yeah, man, they let Phil go. That's the first thing that was happening. That's the first talk that was happening, bro.
No. The owner said he wants to keep him.
Look, the owner can talk all he want. Melo got money. and Melo got and he can waive some of that stuff. And so if he wants it serious enough, bad enough, he can make himself attractive to other teams. But we ain't there yet. But let's get into let's. Okay. So let's get into these games because I want to talk a little bit about the Order 1886 that I've been playing. Thanks to you. Appreciate it.
The Order 18. You said thanks to me?
Yeah, thanks to you. Because
how's it thanks to me?
You have it somehow. I don't know.
How did I get it?
Maybe did I buy it on sale? I think you bought it on sale. One of us bought it when it was on the PlayStation sale. And so, nevertheless, I've been playing it. I played it a little bit tonight.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So, Keith dropped in, and so here's the thing: the Order 1886. Look here, man.
I'm sorry.
Can I get out of film mode? Like, why am I playing a game that has black bars at the top?
You are not playing a game. You are playing an interactive movie.
Right, like, and that's my biggest thing. The game opens up, looks beautiful, very good voice acting, and then it starts with a QuickTime event.
It's all QuickTime events, though.
I'm like, what is going on? And then, okay, not all of it's QuickTime events. They actually have real shooting scenes in here, and the game moves and feels pretty good. The bad thing is, you know how, the gradual tutorial that you get, right? To where all your buttons don't function like they normally do the other 90% of the game until you actually learn to do that function. So I'm running through, I'm going through it. I'm like, how do I run? How do I run? Okay, I'm there. Okay, how do I take cover? How do I take cover? This is the game. How do I vault over things? How do I jump over something? Press X to vault. Like, okay. Why would you mess up my screen like that? 2, why would you make everything a QuickTime event? And 3, why would you lock off functionality in a game, spread it so far out? It's the dumbest thing ever. It's ridiculous.
The best tutorial scene in gaming history?
What that is?
Blood Dragon. Far Cry Blood Dragon. When you start that game, it is, first of all, it is like 80s. It is like 80s gold. Mm-hmm. But the beginning sequence, I'm not even gonna spoil it for you because everyone should have it. They gave it away for free a while ago on the Xbox.
I know I have it. I haven't played
even though I already had it. But bruh, start that game. It's the Far Cry mechanics, but they made another game around those mechanics.
Right. After Far Cry 3, right? Yeah.
Bruh. That intro sequence is everything because it's making fun of tutorial sequences. Man,
I'm telling you,
it's greatness. It's greatness. But I do not wish to play it. I haven't played really anything. That's the reason why we didn't do a Scarcasm last week because I ain't really played nothing. I got Halo Wars from GameFly, and I went to cancel my GameFly, and they was like, "Well, we give you a month." I was like, "Shit." Because my plan was to go ahead and cancel and then buy both games because I wasn't gonna get Halo Wars for nowhere at that price because Halo Wars was like $17.99.
Ah man!
And then they were gonna sell me Call of Duty for $13.
Which Call of Duty?
The last one, the good one.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
That's a good game, man. It's really good game.
It really is. But they were going to sell me both of those. I ain't been playing anything really.
Steam sale just hurt a brother. I mean, the Steam sale hurt your boy.
Like, the only game I've been playing really. I've been playing. Me and Pooh Bear started a Banished series. So we're playing Banished. I put up one video already, and we recorded 2 more. They got to be edited and put up. But Pooh Bear wants to be a YouTuber because she actually believes in all of this stuff. And like with all of the controversy that happened at the conference, what was it called?
Which one?
The YouTube thing that just happened last week with Boogie and all of the other stuff that needed
the Scarcasm thing. I don't know, the cyberbullying thing. Was that it?
Yeah, but no, the convention is called something.
I don't know. Gotcha, boy.
VidCon. Okay. It's for all those YouTubers. Like Pooh Bear was all about that, and I'm just like, I don't care about these people. Like I don't care about them being actual people. Like I don't really care. Like,
Okay.
there's a couple of people that I subscribe to and I check out when they play games and stuff like that. Of course, most of us playing games I don't have yet. I've really gotten into watching Hospitalized and more RimWorld videos because RimWorld, as we said last week, is never on sale.
Never.
There's never on sale. I bought a couple of games from the Steam sale. I bought like 4 games.
All right. Mark said Steam only got it for 1, Plague Incorporated, which I heard is pretty good, man.
I like Plague Inc. I played it on my phone and I played it on the tablet before. It's basically you create a disease and try to wipe out. You create a disease and then you wipe out the planet. But see, here's the thing. It's easy when you figure out the trick. So here's the trick to Plague Inc. I'm just gonna let y'all in on this. Focus all of your points on how the disease spreads in the beginning. Let it spread, then make it deadly. If you make it deadly too fast, then they'll start working on a cure faster. So now you want to get all of the stuff to make it spread first.
He said, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, you get all of the stuff. You get all of the stuff to make it spread, and then you make it deadly, and then it just starts wiping out everything and everyone. It is greatness. Like it's like, you know, I mean, like I like doing stupid stuff, like, you know, and then you get these like headlines pop up and stuff like that, and be like, you know, these nuts has spread to whatever, and these nuts has wiped out millions and stuff like that. Like I like putting in like stupid names like that. So when those headlines pop up, it's just funny to me. You know, there's nothing funny about creating a virus or that wipes out everything. Right. What if your virus is named These Nuts? Right. You know? Ain't no pause.
Ain't no pause.
Ain't no pause on that one because I ain't say that, you know, I ain't say nothing crazy, but like, you know, these nuts can actually do some real damage. Like, you know, like pause. That's just what it is.
Right. but all right, what up?
But yeah, that's the Plague Inc. thing. You worry about the transmission first, then you make it deadly, and you'll win most of the time.
Word up, man! I got hit with so many games on the Steam sale, man. Animagator Memories, which is an anime-based fighter that kind of reminds you like Bayonetta or whatever. It's pretty well done. Like the styling on it is pretty nice. It does run at 60 frames, like it has a VSync at 60. Mark said D's nuts has destroyed Japan.
Pretty much. That's how you do it. Right. I bought 4 games. I bought 4. Well, actually, no. Technically, I bought 5.
I bought like 6, man. I bought 2 anime actually, and I won't go into them here, but I will say
go to it.
No, because I got a couple of other things to talk about. But I will say this: there's a game on the Steam sale called Icy, ICEY. It is an indie developed game. It is a platformer, dude. It looks so good. Like it is so. But not only that, it's really well done in the fact that he uses the game to do a running commentary on independent game development, and it took him like 10 years. He's been designing this iteration for like 10 years, and he's hired people, and people have quit, and it's just like he just goes into it with letters in the story and things like that. And you go into secret rooms. It's like, why are you in here? This level isn't even done yet. And it's like, it just keeps running. It keeps narrating. It's so well done, but the game is beautiful. The controls are tight. It's difficult, but it's called Icy, ICEY. It's nice, man. It's an indie game. I think it's sub $8. It was nice. So I'm really all about that.
Yeah. Out of all the stuff that I bought, there's only one I'm ashamed of. I actually bought Honeycomb Studio, and
right. Bless your heart. But
you know, Pimba had been trying to get me to play this for a while. It's basically you're running a cam girls business,
right.
But you can also, once you get to a certain level, you can also start sending them off to do some things. But if you send them off without a condom, they can get a disease and it can totally mess everything up. So the girl that with the disease, you just start sending her to get the alcohol and stuff. Okay. you start sending her to get the alcohol and the food and stuff. She can't work no more.
Right.
But yeah, I bought that, and then I did buy a game called Domina, which is basically a
Pimping.
You're creating. It's very like Spartacus like, and you're creating a gladiator. What do they call it? A gladiator group? I don't know what they call that. A Luddites or whatever it's called, Luddites, whatever. It's
Luddites. Yeah.
no, Luddite is someone who doesn't like technology. But whatever the word is, when you're doing one of those, and you're getting gladiators, and you got to give them different stuff so they can fight and win and all that other stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Oh, froze. Oh, freeze. I don't know if I froze or if he froze. So I'm still on and he's not? That's what you're saying? Oh, I'm good. Okay. Well, until we get him back, I can talk about some of the other stuff. I bought Project High Rise, which is kind of like a Sim Tower type game. Where you just kind of build up a building, and you have to put different stuff to invite different businesses and stuff like that, and you just try to make the best tower that you can. And then I bought this kind of like a space like RPG base building type thing called the Spatials. I'd seen it. I seen it on YouTube before, and Blue said it restarted on him, so I'll just keep talking. The Spatials, I bought the Spatials, and the Spatials is actually it seems like it's pretty cool, but they had a pack where you could get the old game and the new game. Oh, what happened? Did everything cut out? It said waiting for people to join the call. Am I still on? It like completely cut out on me, but it still says it's live, so I guess I'll keep talking. But yeah, I've seen it on YouTube, and it looks interesting. So I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on that, because it gave me the first game and the second game. I believe the second game is still in early access. There's a couple of early access games that I want, but some of the stuff is way too early. And I wanted to buy a whole bunch of stuff that was less than $10, which means that's the reason why I didn't buy Sim Airport. Sim Airport is a game that I'm really interested in, and I really want to get into and start designing stuff and actually really playing that game, because it's a very well designed game. Even though the last update and changed some stuff about the routing system for the bags, and it seems really screwy, but you know, I'm really up on Sim Airport, and I really want to do that. But even on sale, it was like $12.99, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I was really like, I'm team. I don't know about that, but that's another thing that I really want to get into. I really want to get hospitalized. You know what? Mark said he wanted Player Unknown Battlegrounds. I'm waiting until the console version. I'm not buying that game on PC because I don't want to play with keyboard and mouse. I know Will has got into it, and he's really gotten into the keyboard and mouse. But my thing is, I am very terrible at WASD. When I used to play Unreal Tournament back in the day, I would do left-hand mouse and right-hand arrow keys, and that worked out a little bit better for me. I am left-handed, but it's not something that works very well for me, because I can't do WASD, and I'm pretty sure that you can remap the controls. But I tried to do the left-hand mouse thing a little while ago, and I just couldn't do it anymore, like, because I've been out of it for so long. So I'm waiting for when Player Unknown Battlegrounds gets to console, then it might be something that I'll be interested in. It doesn't seem like a game that has a long tail for me. Like, it's, you know, right now it's that one map, and like everybody gets dropped into the same map, which is great for the competition crowd. But it ain't really the best. It ain't really the best for me, because I'm not really about the competition. I don't really care. But if I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it on console. I'm not playing it on PC. That ain't gonna happen. My PC games usually lean more towards city builder and strategy games. Those are kind of what I like to play on PC because I can't play those games on consoles. A lot of those games aren't available, or if they are available, like how City Skylines is, it's so pared down so it'll fit on the console that they don't even work the same. You can't even change the speed. You can't even change the game speed on City Skylines on Xbox. Don't work at all. And when you're in the early stages and you're just waiting on money, like you gotta be able to turn the speed up, let everything build up, so you have enough money to do other stuff. And nah, I can't do it.
So you talking about City Skylines?
No,
still talking about the same sale, or?
No, we were talking about the Steam sale. I talked about the games that I bought, and then I talked about some games that I wanted to buy, but I refrained because I didn't really want to spend more than $10 on any of it. Right,
and that's kind of where I was at too. I don't think I spent more than $10 on any game that I bought, and I bought like 6 of them, and then 2 anime.
I started to buy. What's the one? The game that's like $3.99 and everybody's on it. The Lord of the Rings joint. I can't think of the name.
Mordor. Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, but I got it on PlayStation and I never played it. So
you should play that. It's good.
Everyone says that, especially because everyone said it's the Batman combat, but I don't like the Batmans. So
you would like this one. You don't have to
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of sneaking. I played a good little bit. I played like a couple of hours, and it was cool. And then I put it down, and then it's like the same thing happened with that is the same thing that happened with The Witcher 2 with me. I got through the intro, then I got into the game a little bit. It was cool. I ended up beating somebody that I wasn't supposed to be able to beat. I just ran across one of the orcs, and I was able to get out of that one alive. And everything felt good until I met Gollum. And when you meet Gollum, that's when the Batman combat really comes into play.
Right.
And it's just not something that I'm used to because I don't play the Batman games because I don't like sneaking.
Right. But like I said, you don't have to sneak on this one. That's the thing. And so, but now let me say this because I want to get this in before we get up out of here because we only got a few minutes. Now, Knox sent this to us on Twitter, and he wanted to know, given the most recent response of the SNES Classic, the Duke controller being remade, the Crash Bandicoot remake selling more than Horizon Zero Dawn did in its first week, and with original Xbox backwards compatibility, he's wondering, are we nostalgia crazy as consumers?
I mean, okay, first of all Nintendo fans are nostalgia crazy. So the SNES thing it's not out of place for them. Even though I will say that the game selection for the SNES collection is spot on.
They only had 21 games. I could have swore there were
more than 21 games. But they got some really good stuff.
Yeah,
they got some really good stuff. Like if it's most of the stuff that you're looking for the SNES collection is there. Most of the things that you will be looking for is there. Am I going to buy it? Man, no. But y'all can have that. Like y'all can have that. Like I mean, hopefully they give you longer wires on your controllers this time.
Right. What was it? 3 feet or something dumb like that?
Yeah, it was like really short. And even though I'm sitting a lot closer to my TV these days,
right?
But it's the thing that you can buy the games that you want on the virtual console.
That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing, man. And it's cheap.
You're not going to spend all of that money, but you can spend you can spend the money on exactly what you want through the virtual console and not have to worry about it.
Dude, that's what I did with the NES Mini. Like my wife was like, "I really want those games." I was like, "Okay, well I could just buy them for you," and I did. And she was like, "That's my fix."
It's like, woman, we have a Wii U in the house.
Right.
Woman.
Oh no, I did not proceed with woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I proceeded it with boo, and softly spoken.
we have a Wii U in the house, and like there's emulation, but on this show we are not going to push emulation, even though I have Nesticle and I have the other one, and I have a PlayStation 2 emulator that I play Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam
They're all
5
backups. They're just all backups for all your stuff. That's all. I mean, it's all backups.
Yeah. But I would rather spend the money especially if I already have a Wii or Wii U and stuff like that in my house. I'd rather spend the money on just the games that I want. And depending on how many I want, I may end up spending more, but that's still going to benefit me than to spend all of this money for a separate console than the one that I have, and buying the whole package, including a whole bunch of games I'm never going to touch.
Right. No, I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. Like I said, I bought these few games. I think I spent less than $15 to buy my wife the games that she wanted, and she was perfectly happy. And that was a quarter of what I would have spent on the NES Mini if I would have bought it, at retail, and it was actually in stock. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And then the fact that they took the thing they sold out so fast, and then you couldn't get no more. And I'm not spending more than market price on anything.
Nope.
Like that's not gonna happen. I'm not spending more than market price on anything. You can have that. I don't need it that bad. Like it's really that serious for me.
Right. I mean, and that's kind of where I'm from as well. Like I really, it's not something I'm looking forward to doing in any given case, man. But hey, look, we're running up on time, so I know you wanted to get into your music. So go ahead and talk about what you've been listening to.
Brother, Jay-Z album is fire. Now I was not looking forward to another Jay-Z album. Like I think right now Jay-Z is doing retirement rap. He already announced his retirement. Everything that's come out of that is basically retirement rap. But this album is it's gold. It's his sign of ultimate maturity.
Oh yeah.
Like ultimate maturity. He makes songs, like what he's talking about, like he does a song where the first song is him talking to himself. He is talking to himself, and he is chastising himself for all of the mistakes that he made.
Oh, okay.
In life, to to his wife, and then there's another song where he apologizes for the whole Lemonade thing. That when Beyonce came out, it was all because she did an album based off of being cheated on.
Right.
And he apologized for that, and he talks about like how he has kids, and now it's not just Blue. Like they just had twins. So like, and he's talking about like what the thing that happens to us when we become parents. Like, yeah, all of this stuff was great until I had kids, and I have to know in this world, once my child has access to a computer, she can just look me up,
right,
and find out all of these things about me. And like at some point, he basically says at some point I gotta answer to my daughter for cheating on my wife.
Right. And the thing is,
and that's going to be, for him, is like, that's going to be a hard situation for me to be able to do that.
I don't pity him. No, I don't pity him. I don't pity
him, but I applaud the maturation.
Right. But my thing is, like, Jay-Z is one of the oldest rappers in the game, or who was in the game when he retired. Like, maturation, in my opinion, maturation for Jay-Z should have happened a long time ago. Furthermore, why would he?
Well, it should have, but what happened was, like, the last couple of albums, he's been talking about a lot of stuff like high art and all of that kind of stuff that not people are interested in, because he doesn't share much of himself. And this album is very personal. It's extremely personal, and he puts so much of himself, even to the point to whereas his mom came out the closet on one of the songs.
Oh, really?
Yes, like he says it at the beginning of the song, and at the end of the song, she's talking about that whole trying to live a double life and not living up to your true self. Part of being a closet lesbian. She speaks to that herself. And like like I said, it's very personal, but it's very grown man. And then a lot of people just bit off of one line here or there, but like, and he does like let a couple people have it. He's, he lets Kanye have it, and he makes one line about Future, and he's talking about himself, but he makes that line about Future is like, you can mess up, and now there's another nigga playing football with your son.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he makes that line, and it's like, you know what? You're right, dog. Because I can't imagine what it's like to be Future. Like, I can imagine a little bit because, like my child lives in Baltimore. I live in Richmond, and like there's parts of her development that I'm not a part of. And when I see pictures or something like that, and I see, Rob a part of her life in ways that I can't be, I do feel some of that. I don't feel it to the level of the way that Russ and the kid are bonding. And that would not be a good day for you, boy.
Right. But like I said, man, like for me, I don't know. I think I view Jay-Z as like, dog, like you cheated on probably like most people's poster woman. Like,
but look, but he addresses that. And he said, like it's something like Eric Benet, I almost let the baddest chick get away. And then he says to himself, never go Eric Benet. Because Eric Benet was cheating on Halle Berry, and that's why they ended up getting divorced.
Right.
And then of course Eric Benet got all of his feelings and sent out a tweet to that effect. It's like, bro, sit your ass down.
Right.
Like you one of them R&B niggas that sing and don't wear shoes on stage. Like, get out of here.
Stupid, man. But hey, Mike, we passed time, brother. Go ahead and get your shout outs in, man.
Man, shout out to everybody who showed up in the chat. Everybody who will listen later. Of course, we had some technical difficulties. Well, I had some technical difficulties. And it was the beginning. It was all my fault. We started late, but we here, dog, and we got this done.
We did.
Shout out to y'all.
Yep. And again, early happy Independence Day to everyone. Especially, well,
for the land of the free.
See, I was gonna go ahead and play my for the audio listeners. I'm actually gonna put in the last time I sang the national anthem at work. I'll put that in for y'all. Yeah, Mike ain't the only one that
and the home of the rain.
So country. Have you ever seen a black dude sound that country? Like, it's odd. It's odd. It's a little odd. But look, shout outs to Yuri and Will and Keith for jumping in the chat and everything, man. Look, man, we really appreciate it, y'all. Shout outs to everyone who gave us shout outs this past week, which I know for sure it was OFR. I can't remember if it was anyone else, but I know they always tend to give us shout outs quite often. So also
shout out to Team Conservatism.
Look here, man. Shout outs to your boy Chase. Shout outs to your boy Chase. Bless his heart. He's the nastiest man alive. When I meet him, I'm just gonna fist bump him. I ain't gonna shake his hand because he ain't wash his hands. Nasty.
That was the only couple of people that responded to that show. It was like, thank goodness you were there to call him out for not washing his hands because that's nasty.
Nasty.
And he was like, man, I was drunk. And like he was like, I ain't really think about it. But like I was like, yo, dog, I said it. Yeah, and you ain't even go back and wash your hands.
He was like, oh, really? Like for real? For real? Come on, son. Like you were like his excuse was that he wouldn't bring it up. He was like, I don't want to drop the phone in the water. And like, look here, man.
But to pee on the phone. You had the phone with you when you were peeing. So like what part of you were scared of the water mattered when you didn't mute your phone to pee?
Check out Scarcasm Live, y'all. Check out Scarcasm Live. Chase is pretty lit on that bad boy. And look, speaking of being lit, look, everybody enjoy whatever you want to drink or have fun with this weekend. I don't care if you're in Colorado or California. Look, enjoy what you're going to enjoy, but just be safe. A lot of people died this weekend. I actually donated blood today because big holiday weekends are big holiday weekends are the #1 time where people actually get into accidents so bad that they actually need blood transplanted.
I would donate blood if they would take it.
They won't take it?
Nah, because of the diabetes.
Oh, the diabetes. Yeah. You can't do that. You don't want to give anybody that. Well,
I mean, I can't give it to nobody, but my levels got to be right in order for me to do
it. When you go in and do it. Yeah, today was my
and my levels ain't never right because I mean I'm kind of fat and I eat all stuff I'm not supposed to.
Today was my 5th gallon, so this is my 40th donation with OBI, Oklahoma Blood Institute. So I'll get a pin that I can wear on my suits. But anyway, look, y'all enjoy the holiday, enjoy the family, enjoy the time.
He got mad cow. Hey, yo, for real, what new diseases they gonna make up this summer?
Hey man, anything. First of all, they ain't gonna care about it unless it affects somebody other than the black community. #1.
Yeah, Ebola. Well, last year was that Ebola. And Ebola killed all of the black people, all of the white people who got it survived.
Oh yeah, because they got metaflighted across the ocean.
Yeah. All the white people survived. All the black people died. How they do that?
But yeah, it's crazy. We'll see what it is. Look, stay away from leafy greens this summer because last summer we had like 3 different cases of listeria and all the vegetables and stuff. Look, just make sure you
somebody else just got hit.
Yeah.
With the listeria stuff.
Yeah, rinse your stuff for real. Because as I was saying, and I was telling my wife, I'm like, look, I'm not a terrorist, but if I were and I really hated the people I was targeting, then I would target their food supply and their water supply. And that's where I would go. So
man, I watched a video with your boy. What's his name? The dude. Man, what is his name? I can't think of it. Damn it, I can't think of his name. Muslim dude talks crazy all the time. But he be saying some real stuff. What's his name?
I don't know.
The biggest Muslim dude out there, like black Muslim. What is his name? From Chicago. Farrakhan. There we go. He was saw an old video where he was talking about manganese in the malt liquor. And manganese. Like
manganese. Throw a slip of metal in that bad boy.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. All right, but we'll have to check that out. You have to send us that link and I have to throw it in the show notes. But everybody, thank you so much for watching.
We don't really need to do that. No, we good.
We good? All right, cool. All right. But y'all,
he said it was Dick Gregory that told him though.
It was who?
Dick Gregory that told him.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, y'all, look, we out of here. We've been past time. We appreciate it. We'll be back in your ear and in front of your eyeballs again, possibly next week. Everything should be fine. We should have technical issues worked out then. So, all right, y'all. Peace out to the Warriors.
Peace out to the Warriors.